Percentiles also deal with the normal curve, and especially when you think about percentiles, a lot of times if you've ever taken a standardized test, you might say, somebody might say you're in the 90th percentile, or for people perhaps with children, when they go in to get their checkups, um, might say that there is a the weight is at the 80th percentile and height is at the 90th percentile, whatever that happens to be. And the percentile is the percentage of the data that is less than or equal to the z-score value. So if we're thinking about a normal curve, we're talking about the percentage of the data less than or equal to. So um, if we have that normal curve, and somebody is in a certain percentile, then they are going towards that direction in terms of less than or equal to a certain standard deviation. So that would be less than or equal to 1 standard deviation. So if you're in a certain percentile, then the rest of the population is below you and you are above that. Okay, so that's what a percentile means. And so let's look at this scenario. Cholesterol levels in men 18 to 24 years of age are normally distributed with a mean of 178 and a standard deviation of 41. So in what percentile, so remember a percentile has to deal with the z-score, and the z-score is a calculation. So the calculation for a z-score again is z equals the data value minus the mean divided by the standard deviation. And that's, again, the population standard deviation. Okay, so in the percentile, in what percentile is a 20-year-old man, so within this age range, with a cholesterol level of 190? Is this level considered to be normal or an outlier? So first we want to do is figure out the z-score. So what is a z-score of 190? And so we're going to take 190 minus the mean of 178 divided by the standard deviation of 41 divided by 41 to come up with what that z-score value is. And again, we can do this using Desmos or just using any kind of graphing calculator that you have, or just calculator in general. Remember, if you're using just a cell phone calculator, make sure you calculate the top, get that answer before you divide to get the rest of your answer. So our z-score value here is 0.29. So I've highlighted over here where our z-score falls. So it's falls between, so this is what we call a percentile chart. And this is a chart in your book. If you're doing My Math Lab, they'll have one that pops up for you. You can Google percentile charts very easily. So 0.29 falls between 0.25 and 0.30. It's closer to 0.30. So we're going to say that about 61%, so between 59.87 and 61.79, so about 61, so they're in the percentile, the 61 percent is a percentile. So about 61% of people are actually not people, but of men aged between 18 to 24 will fall below a cholesterol level of 190. So in other words, this person, there's 61%. So the difference, so we would have 39% of men have a cholesterol level higher than 190, 61% of men would have a cholesterol level below 190. Okay, is this an outlier? Well, 0.29, so not an outlier because 0.29 is less than 2 standard deviations. Again, 2 standard deviations or above 2 standard deviations is an outlier. All right. So treatment is generally recommended when a man between the ages of 18 and 24 reaches the 90th percentile. What cholesterol levels would the man have? So the 90th percentile here, again, it's boxed off. So the 90th percentile is a z-score of anywhere between 1.2 and 1.3. So it's still a normal level, but this normal level, 90th percentile, means that people are going to get some treatment because the z-score is 1.3. So this time we want to find out what is that cholesterol level. So we want to find out what that data value is. So we can use 1.3. We might use 1.25 somewhere in the middle because it's not quite 1.3. So let's go ahead and use 1.3 as our z-score. That has to equal the data value minus the mean, and again, our mean is 178, divided by our 41, our standard deviation. We have to get rid of division, so we're going to multiply 1.3 times 41. So 1.3 times 41, that gives us 53.3. And that's now equal to the data value minus 178. Getting rid of subtraction through addition, we know that the data value, we're going to add that 178. So the cholesterol is 231.3. So we would say men aged 18 to 24 with a cholesterol level of 231.3 or higher would recommend treatment.